RTD is time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the agenda of focal point, capacity building training workshop. The Syrian people faces an historic opportunities. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohammed Dileita, received in his cabinet a high-level delegation from Japan led by the President of the Djibouti-Japan Friendship Association, led by during the meeting held at the headquarters of the National Assembly. A number of key bilateral issues were discussed, including economic cooperation, cultural exchanges and diplomatic initiative to strengthen diplomatic ties. The President of the Assembly praised Japan's commitment to joint project and stressed the importance of interparliamentary collaborations in tackling global challenges. Both parties expressed their desire to consolidate relations between their nations in a spirit of peace, prosperity, and sustainable development. During the meeting, a working sessions was organized between the Djibouti and Japanese Parliamentary Friendship Group. These exchanges provided an opportunity to discuss strategic avenue for intensifying collaboration between the legislative institutions of the two nations. In his speech, the President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, warmly welcomed the solid and lasting friendship that unites Djibouti and Japan. He also recalled the strategic importance of bilateral cooperations in key areas such as public health, maritime safety, and infrastructure, with special mentions for the Palmyra Bridge, an emblematic project financed by Japan, which has considerably improved urban mobility in Djibouti. During the meeting, the two Japanese officials stressed Djibouti's unique and decisive role in this partnership. In particular, they underscored the geopolitical importance of Djibouti, home to Japan's only overseas military base, as a key element in a strategy for security and stability in the Horn of Africa's region. His Excellency Yano Tatsuo highlighted the joint efforts made by the two countries to promote sustainable development, particularly in the infrastructure, education, and health sector. At the end of the meeting, the President of the Assembly expressed his gratitude to the Japanese delegations for their visit. Listen for more details.
L'immense honneur.
In his speech, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Dileita Mohammed Dileita, warmly welcomed the strong and lasting friendship that unites Djibouti and Japan. He first of all praised the Japan commitment to specific project or initiative and highlighted the importance of inter-parliamentary collaboration to address current global challenges. The encounter, he said, made it possible to address strategic areas to intensify collaboration between the legislative institution of our two nations. He also recalled that the strategic importance of bilateral cooperation in key areas, including public health, maritime safety, infrastructure, with a special mention for the Palmyra Bridge, an emblematic project financed by Japan, which has improved mobility urban in Djibouti. The President finally expressed the deep gratitude of the Republic of Djibouti for the constant support of Japan, which favors a respectful and sustainable approach based on donation, the strengthening of human capacities, and projects adapted to local needs.
The Minister of Justice, Ali Hassan Bahdoun, met the Algerian ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Mohammed Nasser Bessaklia, to discuss the strengthening of bilateral relations between the two countries. Discussions focused on judicial cooperation, notably in the field of training, legislation, and the digitization of the judicial services. The meeting also provided an opportunity to promote the organizations of a forum around the a cultural heritage recently listed by UNESCO, thus strengthening cultural and religious ties between Djibouti and Algeria. The Republic of Djibouti has followed with great interest the development in Syria as sister countries, as sister Arab republics, and affirmed its support for the brotherly Syrian peoples and their choice at this critical moment in Syria's history. Djibouti also stressed the need to preserve Syria's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity as well as the capacity of the state and its national institutions in order to avoid a drift towards chaos. The Republic of Djibouti calls on all Syrian factions to pursue dialogue to put the country's best interests first and to devote their effort to charting a prosperous future in which security, stability, and prosperity prevail. Once these conditions are met, Syria will regain its natural positions on the regional and international stage. And now listen, Mr. Antonio Guterres, the Syrian peoples are facing a historic opportunities.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres emphasized on Sunday that the Syrian people face a historic opportunity to build a stable and peaceful future. In a statement issued, Guterres stressed that Syria's future should be determined by its people, affirming that his special envoy will continue working with all parties to achieve this goal. He added there is a significant work to be done to ensure an orderly political transition toward renewed institutions. Guterres called for calm and the avoidance of violence during this sensitive phase, highlighting the need to protect the rights of Syrians without discrimination. He also stressed the importance of respecting the inviolability of diplomatic and consular buildings and their personnel in all circumstances in accordance with international law.
As part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the Minister of Women and Family Chair Muna Osman Aden organized a national symposium at the Grand Ayla Hotel. The event brought together key figures such as Saad Ibrahim, UNFPA representative, the Minister of Health Ahmed Roble, members of the UNFD, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Justice. Discussion has highlighted the crucial issues such as the fight against female genital mutilation. International partners, notably the UNFPA, reaffirmed their support for the eradication of these harmful practices. The symposium is part of a series of initiatives aimed at making Djibouti a model in the fight against gender-based violence. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabi Abdullah, said that this national symposium is part of a series of initiatives aimed at making Djibouti a model in the fight against gender-based violence. For her part, the Minister for Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, highlighted the crucial issues such as the fight against female genital mutilations. International partners, notably UNFPA, reaffirmed their support for the eradication of these harmful practices. The symposium is part of a series of initiatives aimed at making Djibouti a model in the fight against gender-based violence. On the sidelines of the 16th COP Summit on combating desertification, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Ahmed Awale, met with Mr. Abdullah Al-Dardari, senior UNDP official, to discuss Djibouti's strategic initiative in food security in combating desertification. Among these initiatives is the That Palm, a project part of Vision 2035 aimed at strengthening agricultural resilience through the creation of a 1,000-hectare park in Dekhel and an in vitro cultivation laboratory. Discussion has also covered other projects such as the creation of a goat genetics center supported by the African Development Bank. Both parties agreed to mobilize additional resources and promote these initiatives at the round tables with the international partners. Today is a World Anti-Corruption Day, so the President of the Commission, Madam Badria Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, made a statement on corruption, delivering a powerful and urgent message. The fight against corruption is not only a moral imperative but a necessity if we are to build a solid and equitable future. She declared further on. The President of the Independent National Commission for the Prevention and Fight Against Corruption, reaffirming the importance of use and technology in this fight. She stressed that digital innovations offer essential tools for detecting and preventing corruption, but by training young people to use these tools, the Commission is giving them a decisive advantage. the National Sharia Committee organized a scientific seminar at the Salam Center under the theme Islamic Financial Transactions, Their Economic and Human Impact, chaired by Ibrahim Ibada Ibrahim and moderated by Dr. Abdul Bari Marshall. The event brought together representatives of Islamic banks, ulama, entrepreneurs, and the media. Discussions focused on the ethical management of resources and the integration of principles of justice and sustainability into Islamic finance. Dr. Marshall reminded participants that Islamic transactions are not simply economic tools, but integrated systems designed to promote solidarity and inclusive development. In his speech, the chairman of the National Sharia Committee, Ibrahim Ibada Ibrahim, warmly welcomed the seminar participant. He expressed his gratitude to Dr. Abdul Bari Mashal for his outstanding management of the sessions and welcomed the presence of representatives of the Islamic banks, scholars, preachers, businessmen, and the media. The president underlined the importance of these scientific seminars in highlighting the role of Islamic financial transactions and their economic and human dimensions. On Saturday, December 7, the Association for the Development of Obok Ado inaugurated the first community library in Qorangar, marking a turning point for access to education in the region. This initiative, the fruit of a collaboration between Ado, the local community, and the regional authorities, offers a warm, modern space dedicated to reading and educational activities. The president of Ado, Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad Ibrahim, underlined the importance of this project in supporting communities in their quest for the fight for autonomy and development. The Ministry of Youth and Culture organized a workshop in Ali Sabih to build the capacity of local artists led by Fadouma Abdi Isse. The event presented an ambitious UNESCO-supported project aimed at establishing a high legal framework to enhance the studies of artists in Djibouti. Filmed interviews and were also conducted to document the region's intangible heritage, testifying to the cultural richness of Ali Sabih in the national landscape. As part of the strategic development plan in the Republic of Djibouti has adopted a long-term vision for 2035, which has been implemented through successive 5 years plans. The second Djibouti EC 2020-2024 plans comes to an end in a few weeks. The National Development Plan is made up of 3 strategic axes highlighted by the national agenda, and this on the sustainable development. It covers the period 2020-2024 as a reference document for all other national planning as well as for the development partners in line with the principles of result-based management and with a view to drawing up the third 5-year plan to 2025-2029. The Minister of Economy and Finance responsible for industry is therefore consulting all stakeholders to carry out a review of the Djibouti NDP EC. The aim of this review is to identify strengths and weaknesses as well as achievements and constraint lessons learned and to formulate recommendations for drawing up the next NDP 2025-2029. As part of the fight against the illicit trafficking, the smuggling, Tajura Customs Brigade, in collaboration with the Gendarmerie, intercepted a large quantity of khat weighing around 800 kilograms. The seizure took place during a control operations in the Tajura region aimed at countering the smuggling networks that jeopardize national security and economy. The head of the Tajura Customs Brigade said that this seizure is a major success in our fight against khat smuggling. We remain determined to continue our effort in collaboration with the Gendarmerie and other security forces to protect our countries. For the international scene, the FFM, the Golden Stars, goes to the Palestinian film Happy Holidays.
Of the Marrakesh International Film Festival ended with an emotionally charged award ceremony. Happy Holidays, directed by Palestinian filmmaker Skandar Kopti, has won the coveted Golden Star, the top prize at the Marrakesh International Film Festival. The family drama tells the story of four people whose destinies intertwine. Kopti's film was also victorious in the acting category as two women impressed the jury with their performance. Wafa Aoun and Manar Shibab shared the prize for Best Actress Performance for their portrayal of a mother and a daughter.
And to close up this edition, South Africa for the project of agricultural inclusion itself for the persons with disability. Listen for more details.
The Westonian Agricultural Park near Bickersdal, east of Johannesburg, farm workers are busy tilling the soil and planting tomatoes and lettuce. Despite the hive of activity, there is a silence around the park. Most people here are deaf and communicate using sign language. They are members of the Voice Out Deaf farming collective started by entrepreneur Matt Bogo Victoria to create a platform where deaf people can develop their skills in agriculture and find sustainable work. Victoria, who has one hearing disability herself, understood perfectly the challenges faced by deaf people when competing for opportunities with their counterparts who do not face the same challenge.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.